back to the Deep Dive Spotlights. Exploits Discovery is a Canadian gold explorer assembling a district scale package of high grade gold projects in Newfoundland, Canada. Their projects include the Middle Ridge, True Grit, Great Bend, Mount Peyton, Jonathan's Pond, and Gazy Bow projects, which cumulatively cover an area over 1,700 square kilometers. All projects within Exploits' portfolio lie within the Exploits subzone and Gander River ultramafic belt of the Dunnage Zone, which contain the majority of Newfoundland's gold mineral occurrences and exploration efforts, including Newfound Gold's 2019 discovery of 92.86 grams of over 19 meters near surface. Today, we are welcoming CEO Michael Collins to the show. Michael, how much historical drilling has been completed on each of these projects?
All right, so there's been a bit of drilling on a number of the projects. For instance, Jonathan's Pond had, I think, 3 holes. Mount Peyton has a half dozen. Down to the south, True Grit might have, I think, 15 or so. And then we've got 8 or 10 up in the Appleton Fault Zone. But fundamentally, the majority of these at Mount Peyton, certainly in Jonathan's Pond, they were looking for VMS deposits. The other ones, they were looking for quartz carbonate hosted gold, but they were also drilling very shallowly, sort of 85 meter holes, 150 meter tops. So just kind of poking around wide spaced holes didn't really address the targets that were there, and they also didn't have the information when they were targeting their holes that we do today.
How much drilling do shareholders have to look forward with this package?
Okay, so I think we've got about 1,700 meters in the budget right now. We've got some preliminary work that we're doing at the moment, advancing our projects and picking our drill targets a little more closely. As we do that, I think we'll see a lot of news in the camp, and we'll probably have another raise, and we'll look to expand that drill budget significantly, because we do have, so one of our projects, we've got a 4-kilometer strike of advanced exploration on the Appleton Fault Zone, which is what hosts the Keats Zone and the newly discovered Lotto zone by Newfound Gold. So, big targets, a lot of room to grow, and a lot of potential for drill discovery.
Can you speak to nearby infrastructure?
Our claims are pretty much crisscrossed by logging roads. There's high tension power that goes through on a north-south trend through the Exploits belt, which really is about 240 kilometers long from southwest to northeast. So we've got really good infrastructure. This is a town-based exploration project. It's not camp. It's not helicopters. Lots of good people locally. We've got a couple teams on the ground there right now that we were able to hire quickly and effectively. Great place to work.
How long is the drilling or mining season in Newfoundland?
Okay, so the drill season there really is year round. You've got, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 weeks in the spring when you have breakup and a little bit of snow on the ground. Things get muddy and you don't want to drag equipment around. But fundamentally, it's a 12-month season. It's year round.
Can you speak to the history of gold projects in Newfoundland?
So yeah, there's been a fair amount of exploration, development, and mining in Newfoundland over the years, back into I think into the 1700s, but 1800s and 1900s, you were looking at VMS deposits in the Buckins camp, copper gold up in Bay Verte area to the northwest of the Exploits belt, and a lot of things going around that. The last real exploration kick was done by Noranda in the 80s, and they expanded on things in Buckins, and but they were focused on VMS, as I mentioned earlier. That was a big push. So they literally were finding quartz-hosted gold and just walking by it. It's one of the curses of large companies that they just come in and say, this is what we're looking for, and nothing else really matters. But a great opportunity for everyone else, although it's taken a while for this to come back around. So,
where do you see the price of gold heading in the near term?
I think there's pretty good consensus that we're in a bull market here. but if it was to stay in the same kind of range as it is for a little while, I don't think that would hurt anyone. Certainly, there's a lot of money to be made at $1,900 gold, but I think the fundamentals for the gold market with are very strong. It'll be bumpy. It always is. There's we saw in March we had a very good gold market, but when the main boards tank, everybody is just looking for cash wherever they can get it, and if that means selling a bit of gold, then that'll happen too. But fundamentally, I think we're in a good place, and we should have a good strong bull for at least 3 to 4 years here.
What separates Exploits Discovery from the other explorers in the Exploits subzone?
Okay, so clearly, Newfound Gold is a market leader within the exploit subzone, but and they've got a wealth of opportunities, a big bank, et cetera, et cetera. But I think we follow closely behind them with opportunity. We can see 5 clear drillable targets right now, and we have others that are just begging for attention and have fabulous potential. A lot of the other companies are just kind of poking around with one model, one possible opportunity. So you win or lose very quickly on that. But I think we've got the depth of opportunity that will make us a winner in the long term. We'll be a project generator for other companies as we go along. We just have so much going on that's eventually going to happen. So great place to be, very resilient structure, good people in behind it, good people in management. Our local talent is exceptional. Gary Lewis, one of our key guys, he was the person who invented Keats Zone, the Queensway project, to Newfound Gold, where they had their discovery. We got together with him earlier this year and put together the key packages at Mount Peyton and at Jonathan's Pond. Some of his partners and things came in as well, and other local partners. So yeah, we've got an exceptional group and an exceptional ground.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Michael. And thank you guys so much for watching the Deep Dive Spotlights.